I'm your host, Wayne Dupree. We're back for another week of news, politics, breaking whatever. We're breaking records all over the land. We possibly got some good news. Actually, I really want to tell you the good news, but seriously, I really do want to tell you. But I just live in a world of jinx. I just live in a world of jinx. So I don't want to jinx myself. But if something happens this week, if I find out, maybe I can hint around it, okay? Maybe I can hint around it. And to help me hint around this, I'm going to bring in my co-host for the night, Mr. Hutch Bailey Jr. How you doing, Hutch?
Hey, good evening, Mr. Mr. Dupree. Just hello to everybody in the listening audience and moving on up, kind of like the Jeffersons around here.
You know what? I was just thinking about that. I was just thinking about that show.
Good things going on.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, Spreaker.com. Thank you for tuning in. WCCD AM out of the greater Cleveland area, AM 1000, where the owner of AM 1000 is Pastor Durrell Scott. Thank you so much for playing our show on your AM radio station. I want to give a shout out to rsbn.tv. We are broadcasting live. That means we have live video. That means you can watch my big head here. And in about another week or so, we'll have Hutch up on the other side, and we can make fun of him. There we go.
There you go. I got a face for radio.
So we'll be bringing on Stacy in just a little bit. As you know, on Monday nights, we kind of switch it up. We bring Stacy on. We have a round table to talk about what happened over the weekend. I want to tell y'all so bad. I want to tell you so bad. Okay, I'll tell you what. Hutch, I'm going to let you ask me the questions, and we're going to do this real quick. I want you to ask me the questions, and then I'm going to answer them, and we'll let the audience let us know if they know what we're talking about, okay?
All right, sure. Now, okay. Mr. Dupree.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions that you'd like to ask maybe the Trump administration in general?
I cannot comment at this time.
Mr. Dupree, do you have Skype capability?
I cannot comment at this time.
Mr. Dupree, if you happen to have an audience of the entire press with fake news in the front row, would you like to talk in that group?
Hell yeah.
Oh. That was good. I wasn't prepared for that, but the audience didn't know.
Yeah, man. So right now, I'm just holding out. But I got the message tonight, so we'll see what's going on. La 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 la. I feel like playing a country song. Yeah, Woo!
Moving on up. Just keep on doing what we do.
Can you imagine that? Just being in the press corps room.
Yeah, I mean,
actually not being there, but being there.
But the setup is the thing that's so good and so brilliant of the Trump administration is that if you're in that room, how many people were in that room? It holds 49 people, I've heard. How many people get to ask a question? 6?
That's true.
But if you're up in the other
atmosphere,
you're getting called on.
I mean, specifically because you aren't going to just bring you on to sit for a Skype call.
Because they introduce you to the world.
Oh my God, do they? Oh my goodness! Oh my!
Right at the beginning of the press conference, if there would be a press conference in this story.
Okay, so hey, Stace, ladies and gentlemen, the First Lady of War Radio, Miss Stacy Rush. What's up, Stace?
Still recovering from the Super Bowl, worst loss in American history. But other than that, I'm doing really good. How you doing?
How are you gonna bring it up? Because I called the game. Hey, Hutch, I tried to do it. I tried to call the Super Bowl like I called the election. I tried to call it. I called it at 7:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I did.
538.
And it was only 14-0, but I was looking at the way. I mean, actually, it was 21-0 because Tom Brady had just threw that it was 14-0, and then Tom Brady threw that interception, make it 21-0. I was sitting back eating bonbons. I was like, well, there we go. I did it again.
I went into the show at 8 p.m. My show on Sunday at 8 p.m. 21-0. I was ordering Falcon stuff online, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know what I was doing? Talking smack on Facebook, and then I had to wake up today and go, "Oh Jesus!"
Yeah. It was terrible. It was terrible. I mean,
it was terrible.
You know,
it was awful. And there's nothing that is going to make up for it because we won't be back there. It'll probably be another 51 years. I love my Falcons, but this was our year, and we gave it away with that stupid play calling a pass on a third down when we were in field goal range. We would have won the game. They'd have never caught up. So
you got a good team, though. You'll be around.
No, they won't. Listen.
No, we won't. No, we won't. We won't, and I'll tell you why.
Dallas.
Because Wayne is right. The Dallas Cowboys are too good. We won't beat them.
Dallas.
We won't beat them.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, I really felt for the Atlanta Falcons players. And I'll tell you why. Because they were up by so much.
Mm-hmm.
And to lose the ultimate game at the end, there's nothing that anyone can say.
Nothing can make you feel better about it. There's nothing.
You know how when people lose their job and your friend will tell you, well, God has a plan. You really don't want to hear that, but people say that. Well, imagine people calling these Falcon players up. Well, God, it's in God's plan. He's going to allow y'all to win next year. So, how do y'all know what God wants? Because if God wanted them to win right now, whatever. So, yeah, I mean, I was thinking about those players in that locker room, and man, I was like, I've never been in that situation before. I have never been not like that. You're talking about a world stage.
I don't know how you come back from that. Seriously, that has got to be the worst feeling ever.
I would rather lose by 1 or 2 points, not you up by 28 or whatever.
And I would have rather the Patriots played the way they did in the second half the whole time. Like I would have rather they spanked our butts. Yeah. Like I would have much rather that than to have us lose it the way we did. And we lost it. Make no mistake about it. I'm not taking anything away from Tom Brady and the coach there. They did a fabulous job. They've been there before. They know what they're doing. He's a fantastic quarterback. I have no issue with that. But the Atlanta Falcons lost that game with that play. Period. End of story.
And I'm so glad that you said that.
Now, if they would have missed the field goal, then that would have been a whole nother ball game, right? Mm-hmm. But if they would have just pushed forward, ran that ball 1 more yard, 3 more yards, and kicked a field goal, they wouldn't have had the chance to come back and beat that score. So the Atlanta Falcons lost that game, and I would not want to be in that. I don't know. I would not want to be in that room with those players, especially the way that the commentators were talking about it. One of the commentators said, the Patriots are playing for history and the Falcons are playing for relevance. We are relevant. We are a good team. And they've never given the Falcons their due, but we lost the game, and there is no doubt about that. So that's all I have to say about that. I'm recovering. I'm good though. I'm all good.
Well, just for those that have just joined the show, Hutch Bailey Jr. had a couple questions for me, and hopefully this will pick you up there, Stace. Hutch, you want to give those couple questions out again real quick for the people that just joined the show?
Mr. Dupree, I'd like to know that
Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some good news, but I can't tell you the good news because I'm not sure yet.
I am.
Actually I am, but I don't want to jinx myself. Because it could happen this week, it could happen next week, but I did get the information. They did talk to me. So, Hutch, again, I can't tell you the good news, but if you can use your powers of deduction, use your spider sense, use your ninja sense right now. you'll be able to tell exactly what is the good news. Okay, Hutch, go.
Mr. Dupree, I know you would never contact them, but if people contacted you from inside, maybe the administration, would you have any questions that you'd like to ask the Trump administration?
No comment.
Mr. Dupree, do you have Skype capability?
No comment.
Mr. Dupree, if you had a chance to be part of a discussion, maybe around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, there was other journalists and fake news people in the room, would you like to have the ability to have your say and ask your questions?
Is fat meat greasy?
Oh my God. Well, that pretty much makes up for that terrible loss.
There you go.
So, oh my God. So if you had an opportunity to ask, a leader of this nation a question, would you want to do something like that?
No comment. Oh my God! I mean, the palms of my hand are sweating right now.
Oh my God! Like, I don't know how much you can or cannot say, but would that be something that would be upcoming? Let's say within the next 5 days or so.
Could no comment. All right, so
Mr. Dupree,
yes.
If this would, if you had the opportunity, would your face, name, show, and everything be broadcast to the entire world?
I don't know what the hell you talk about. No comment. Oh yeah, man! I'm putting up a background. You believe that crap?
How smart? How smart is the administration, though?
You can best believe that. I'm putting up a background. Are you kidding? Okay,
you got a good one right there.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. So okay, so
you want to wear a tie, man?
Didn't I?
Are you going to wear sunglasses? That's what I want to know.
I'm wearing No. I can't wear sunglasses like that. No. Hutch Bailey Jr. Whenever we go to a conference or whenever we go somewhere of importance, Hutch Bailey is like, "Hey, Wayne, come here. You gonna put on a tie?" No, Hutch. No. I ain't going to church, Hutch. No.
He rocks it with the blazer, though.
I like the look tonight with the sunglasses and that nice brown shirt. I would totally go with that.
Thank you. And and I got the haircut. I just took off the hat, so I got the haircut.
Banner's down.
Huh?
The banner's right.
Banner's right. Yeah. When you said banner's down, I thought you meant that the banner fell down.
No, it's down like more than it was before.
Well, the thing is,
down, man down, banner down.
So
I'm proud of you, man. I am.
Hey, man, we're doing it. We're doing it together, man. We're doing it together. You know that.
Represent, baby.
You know that. We're doing it together, and let's just say it happens. Okay, let's just say it happens because there is no guarantee. But there was a reach. There was a reach out too. So I am in the mix. So it could happen. Somebody said wear your Trump shirt and hat. Now that would kill the media, wouldn't it? Black dude wearing Trump hat, Trump shirt, asking questions on a Skype call in the White House. Yo, I got a question for the media. Why y'all keep messing with this dude when he's trying to help the nation? Why?
When are y'all gonna arrest them people in Berkeley?
Why didn't y'all follow up on those Hillary Clinton questions when you had what's that press secretary that was there before? When you had Josh Earnest, why didn't y'all ask him about those Hillary Clinton questions? But no, it could happen this week. The availability is there. I told him, hey, the availability is there. You just let me know a day in advance, and I'll be there with shining boots on. So
now let me ask you a question about this, and just for some inside baseball, do they give you any type of range, or can you ask Scott Spicer anything if you should have that opportunity?
There was no range.
Okay.
She just they were like, hey, would you be able to, depending on schedule and stuff and everything? Yeah, yeah. Hello.
That'd be a scandal, Stacy.
Yeah, I mean, even
if that got out, if they found out that they were telling you what you could ask, I don't think that would be a big story.
Yeah. Well, it's not like I would tell it, but there are
no. I didn't know if they, because they do talk about questions ahead of time with the press. I mean, they always do that, just a little bit, because he has to be prepared about the subjects that are going to come up, and I think they do have some pre-pressers with the press. I think that's a pretty well-known thing. I wasn't sure if that was the type of situation where they would talk to the people that are asking questions on Skype, but it should be. I would be blown away. I think it would be fantastic. I've already enjoyed the people who have been asking questions from Skype. In my opinion, they don't ask cakewalk questions, but I think they ask some pretty interesting and different questions than we're getting from the media press corps for sure. But they're always very relevant.
I bet you most of the questions that because I haven't seen the Skype questions people call in, but I bet you, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or right, that their questions are more on what's going on with the policies in the administration and how is President Trump dealing with certain aspects of being in there a couple weeks, and what is he going to do next? The people out sitting in the seats, sulking and having all swole, I bet all they're saying is, how about this tweet and how about that tweet and how about, So is there that type of difference?
Well, mainly, I think the Skype seats are for, at least what I've seen so far, is they usually have 3 or 4, and most of them are local affiliates. So they ask questions about Cleveland or about wherever they're from, and then they usually have one new media person on there.
Okay.
And who knows what he's going to ask, or him or her.
And that's what I've seen too. And Wayne, you're spot on though, that even with the locals that are asking the questions, they are policy related. You'll have people, from Ohio, from Pennsylvania, from various parts of the country that Donald Trump visited and talked about how his policies would directly affect them. I believe they had someone from West Virginia, if I'm not mistaken, and they asked him questions about energy and coal mining and things of that nature. And I have not seen a new media question like what Wayne, should he be given the opportunity. I would think that his would be less local and more, just a national type of question.
The one that I saw was maybe I'm wrong about this guy, but his name was Lars Larson.
Oh, I know him.
That's the guy who I meant was new media. I think that's what he is.
Yeah, well, he's syndicated radio show out in Washington.
Then the other ones were just like local correspondents that were in their newsrooms. But they were relevant.
I found them to be more relevant than the questions that were being asked by the press corps, because with them it is more sensational. It is more, let me try and find a gotcha moment, whereas even the locals were more about, okay, tell me what you've done on this, or what are you planning on doing on this, and how is it going to affect my particular area? And I find those a lot more substantive. And I tell you, the first press conference Sean Spicer had, I think I called him Scott before, my apologies, that he had was extremely substantive. And then ever since the travel ban, it's just been nothing but let's try and make you angry and ask you about why you hate Muslims.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a second, because that's something that has been moving along at a feverish pitch. Is this quote Muslim ban? The media and their experts and their pundits and these websites have all been labeling this thing a Muslim ban when it was more like a temporary freeze. And I guess my charge to everybody tonight, and especially Super D Price 115, who thinks I look like a UPS driver right now. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
A very dapper.
Thank you. But no, what
a district manager.
my charge or my call to action for everybody out there right now is that when you talk about this thing, you label it's a temporary freeze. Okay? Don't fall. I mean, and even if you have to use the Muslim bash hashtag to correct them, that's what you use it. But I'm even seeing conservative websites, even though they're reporting on the news, they're using that Muslim ban, and it's not a Muslim ban. Don't fall into that, because then you're giving these protesters power to go out here. Well, it's a Muslim ban. It's a Muslim. Then when it's really not a Muslim ban, you know. I don't know. I mean, I was just thinking about it this week. I saw a couple of websites on our side that were reporting a story, but they used the word Muslim ban on it, and it's not a Muslim ban.
They're all doing that.
It's a temporary freeze, you know.
But you know, in order for that to be effective, people have to pretend that they don't know that there have been 30,257 jihad attacks against people around the world since 9/11. People aren't acting right, and so no, it's not a Muslim ban. But let's not try to pretend that this violence is not coming from Muslims.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's just we're getting politically correctly corralled into this corner of being this, that, and the other thing. But the fact of the matter is that the violence is being caused by Muslims in the name of their religion.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we could all pretend that's not happening, but that's what's going on. And so when you pick the 7 hotbeds, countries, not even picking the largest Muslim countries, they're allowed free in and out, Indonesia, and they come in all day long. But the whole idea that, oh my God, you're a racist, when Islam covers every single race on the planet.
Right. I agree with you, and I think I think they do need to get that message out there a little bit better, a little bit more, because it's 7 countries. And I would do it by you know, making a joke about it, or making a joke on them about math. I mean, it is not a ban. I mean, there are 50 countries, I believe, or somewhere near 50 countries that are populated with mostly Muslims. This is not a Muslim ban. This is 7 out of 50. I mean, it's as simple as math. So, you know, they've got to find a way to get it across and out more into the mainstream and off of this false narrative, because that's all it is a false narrative. And then, you know, continue to push that point home about we have to make some choices, and these are some tough choices, and sometimes you have to choose America and our safety and our children's safety, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think if they keep driving those points home, they'll eventually be able to turn the clock on this one. But they think they've got a winner, and they're going to keep at it. And with the judges stopping the temporary halt to immigration from these 7 countries, they think that they've got to win. So it makes them want to push more.
Talking about a winner, Nancy Pelosi and Maxine Waters have decided that they want to impeach. Well, they're floating the word impeachment out. They're floating the word impeachment.
It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, but they're trying to do it on mental illness. Now, many of us said that Barack Obama was mentally ill because of the stuff that he was doing. But now they're trying to put that on President Trump. And nobody's going to bite on that mess. Nobody's going to bite on it. But again, they're talking up this mess, just like they're doing the Muslim ban. They're talking up this mess so that it stays in the media. It stays in the cycle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so now it's part of their talking points. Now you're going to see all the Democratic representatives come out and use mental illness somewhere in whatever they're talking about. Now, I know during my show, I will tell you that the Congressional Black Caucus is the attack dog of the white liberals in the House of Representatives. I know
Certainly.
it. I know it. You know it. God knows it. That's a trifecta. But I saw something today that even proved it even more. Karazine was asked a question about the impeachment, and she answered the question. Plus, she's already talked about it before. Nancy Pelosi got back in front of the mic and said, "Well, I didn't say nothing about impeachment." Okay, you see what I'm saying? And then
I'm not talking about impeachment right now.
Right, exactly. So again, Karazine got the go-ahead, got the green light to bring up the word impeachment. But the white liberals aren't going to do that. They aren't going to do it. Yes, it's a race thing because the media isn't going to go after. They're not going after the Congressional Black Caucus members when they bring up impeachment. Why? Because the Congressional Black Caucus will yell at you and holler at you and call you racist. That's
how they get that word into the American psyche, because they know that. And so they know they send out the crazies to say it, and they know the media is too afraid to question or call them on it. And then they take the pulse of the American people and see if they stir up the frenzy in the word impeachment. And then your liberal white members of Congress like Nancy Pelosi will jump right on board when it does start getting into the American consciousness.
I will
just
say,
like Hillary Clinton did with the recount.
Yeah.
After the surrogates stirred it all up, she changed her mind and said, "Oh, yeah, I think we should do this."
Yeah.
I'll tell you another funny thing, too. There's a guy from Arkansas named Vincent Tolliver, a black guy that is running for the DNC chairmanship, a Democrat, and he was expelled from the race by Brazil because he made some comments and said that he didn't think that he made some comments on the Hill. He didn't believe his rival, Representative Keith Ellison, should become chairman because of his Islamic faith, citing that the religion's positions on homosexuality.
Oh.
So he came out there and said that. His name is Vincent Tolliver. He came out and said that to the Hill and, cited how Islam is totally against homosexuality and you can be killed for it and everything else. And they snatched him off of the list. They expelled him. That tells you everything you need to know about the Democrat Party right there.
It's like, oh, no. We can't be talking about that right now. Master Pelosi won't let us talk about that.
That story got squashed, by the way. You don't see it anymore, but it was on Breitbart.
Ladies and gentlemen, you listen to the Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree, along with Stacey Rush and Hutch Bailey Jr. We're catching you up on the news of the weekend. Things that happened over the weekend. What's it? Robert Reich. You remember him? He's about 3'7".
It looks like the troll under the bridge, man.
Yeah. He looks like he was an extra for the Wizard of Oz. Well, he came out.
Lollipop Guild.
We represent the lollipop. Well, he came out.
Welcome you to Munchkin Land.
Well, look, he came out and said that Milo, that the riot at Berkeley last week was a false flag, and that Milo was the one behind it.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't even make sense. But Robert Reich, who is a friend of the Clintons, who served in Bill Clinton's administration,
former Secretary of something, Labor, I think.
Yeah, Labor, I think. You get him out there pushing this stuff, and it's going to stick with low information voters. And that's another reason why we bring this to you, because we know you're going to listen to us right now. We know that you're going to probably run it in your head once or twice. put it out there. Check it out. And when you find out that we're right, put it out there. Share it. Share this show. Share if you feel comfortable. Share it on your Twitter. Share it on your Facebook. Bring 10, right? Bring 10. Hutch?
10 members. Everybody. If you enjoy the show, you enjoy it every night. We have to exponentially grow the audience. So if each one of you could go out there and just tell somebody about the show, it's real easy. rsbn.tv. How easy is that? Or Spreaker.com. It's simple. We got to get some more viewers and listeners, and we know you like it. I mean, you come out every night, and we truly appreciate that.
We want more viewers and listeners, not because of any numbers. We want y'all to tell people what we're telling you. We can talk to you up and down, night after night, 1 hour and whatnot. But if you don't go and tell nobody, then you know that old saying, you preaching to the choir? Yeah, well, guess what? We are preaching to the choir. If choir members are... I remember this old saying, the preacher was preaching one time. He preaching his tail off. And Jesus and God and brought and the miracles and everything. And one of the sisters went home and told her husband, man, that preacher preached today. He tore down the walls. The roof came off the church. He preached his tail off. And the husband was like, well, what did he preach about? I don't know, but he preached. And that's almost like what we don't want done here. If you hear some stuff that you haven't heard, or we are confirming some of the stuff that you've heard, then share the show and share what you've heard. Even if you are, even if you haven't heard us say anything, slip us an email. I'm going to read these emails in just a few minutes, but slip us an email and let us know that you want that you have something that you want to say. And if we get time, then we'll go ahead and read it. Now, I do have an admonishment tonight because Joe Seals is my brother. And I don't like to see him or his wife Bridget or my two boys or my dogs be cheated out of something when they have worked hard for it. Am I right, Hutch? Am I right?
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
There is a YouTube channel that's called Next News. Next News. Now, most of you that are watching this show tonight have watched a lot of Donald Trump rallies here on the RSBN network. I know you have. You have given your monies toward the RSBN channel. You trust RSBN with their programming. We don't have to buy Spreaker listens, but you trust RSBN. So when you hear that there is someone out there that is stealing archive footage of RSBN, then you need to get mad. Bottom line, you need to get mad. The next News Network is this guy. Comes in breaking news all the time. And you know what? Everything can't be breaking news either. That's just clickbait stuff. Everything is not breaking news. Something is just news. But, people and websites do this crap too. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. There ain't nothing breaking about it. You putting breaking news don't make it breaking news. But this guy does breaking news all the time. He's sitting up on the YouTube thing, and he has laid claim to some of the videos that Joe and his people have put out. Now, Joe didn't ask me to do this. Joe did not ask me to do what I'm doing right now. But if you can, you report him. Now, I'm saying it. Report him. Bottom line. Because nobody should have to go through that. Nobody should have to go through that. So, there we go. Somebody Somebody just news network. Next News Net. Next News Net. Thank you, Candy, in the Spreaker chat room. Kate Beecham's in there too. Hey, Kate. So, with that said, what time is it? I want to read some of these letters that we got here. Remember, I told y'all if y'all email me, and I know a couple of days last week we weren't able to read some of these letters, so kind of piled up a little bit. I can't read all of them tonight. I'm just going to read a couple, and then we'll space them out through the rest of the week. If you want to email us, let me see if that's there. Okay, wayne.dupree@rsbn.tv, or you can go to waynedupree.com, and there's a contact button on there, and I thank some of y'all for using that because that's letting me know that you are checking out my website. As a matter of fact, I just found out tonight, Hutch and Stacy. Let me pull it up real quick. Hutch and Stacy. You know, for the longest time, my website was named News Ninja 2012. That's how I did everything. So the rankings on Alexa vary from here to here. Okay. On January 15th, my website changed to waynedupree.com. Now, when it changes, you have to do everything all over again. You have to start all over again. You don't keep the same ranking as your previous name. So I had to start all over again. So I started at 10 million for my ranking. Well, I just got a notification just tonight, as a matter of fact, and I'm looking on Alexa right now. If y'all don't believe me, y'all can go to alexa.com right now, pull up waynedupree.com, and you will see we are ranked 12,321.
Dang.
Good deal.
And that's out of, we were ranked 10 million.
To start off with.
Right. So now we're ranked 12,321. Wow. And all I could do is say thank you for visiting waynedupree.com. Thank you for bookmarking it and sharing the news that we have on there. There's a little project that I'm trying to do right after CPAC. And I'm trying to, I'll talk about it later. I want to get to some of Donald Fisher, Stacy, and Hutch. I think Donald has a way to deal with the anarchists and the left. All buses,
bullets.
Oh yeah. I believe I'm with you on that one. All buses should be parked 5 miles from D.C. No backpacks, no masks, no hoodies. Events held during daylight hours. When the mall closes, all protesters back to their buses. D.C. police, dysfunctional, time for the National Guard. This should apply everywhere. Milo needs to hold this event at UC Berkeley again during the day. Same rules as above. California is a hotbed of anarchists. And this one, we have to destroy them. He basically was saying we have to destroy them. Make America great again. And somehow he's like, we got to destroy them. Now let's make America great again.
I don't know. The thing about that, the only thing you want to be careful about, with 9/11, after 9/11 happened, after those 3,000 people were buried, God bless them, but who suffered after that? Everybody that took a plane. Let's not punish ourselves. Let's find out who they are and snatch them. Mm-hmm. It's not. There's not that many people. I just want to be careful about that. That's all. I don't want to make further sacrifices because somebody's a jerk. Let's just get the jerk.
Yeah, and shoot him.
Yeah, whatever.
John Cunningham.
Guantanamo has a lot of empty beds.
John Cunningham. I did get your email. I did get your email, and I got the graphic. John email says, half of all American presidents claim Irish roots. He did a graphic. He did a major graphic. And the graphic, and I even think President Trump has Irish roots, right?
I don't know. I got about 54%.
Yeah, that temper of yours tells it. No, but he did a graphic, and it was long, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to break it down to put it on the website so that people can review it, but it shows presidents all the way back that have Irish heritage, and I think that Donald Trump, that President Trump also has Irish heritage too, and I even think that Barack Obama had some on his mother's side because his father was his father.
I know Donald Trump is half Viking. His mother was from like Iceland or something.
Iceland. Okay.
An immigrant. Yeah. So he's got like a lot of Scandinavian.
It wasn't Irish. I mean, it wasn't Ireland. It was Iceland.
Yeah. Okay. It was. Right, he's a Viking, and you can tell by the way he acts.
Yeah.
It's a good thing now.
Yeah. A few days back, I contacted you to review a visual asset. I was just wondering if you had an opportunity to review it. I'm looking forward to hearing from you in this regard. John, it was a great graphic. It was a great graphic, and I'm trying to figure out how to break it down to cut it because it's so long and it's informative. So trying to find out how I can do that to put it back. I need to put it on the website. This is from Brian Faught. Subject: refugee ban. Hutch and Stacy. The argument from the Washington, Minnesota attorneys and all of these other liberals whining that families are being kept apart kills me. I haven't seen my son in over a year because he is a U.S. Marine. He's stationed in Japan. We understand that. We accept that. We're proud of him for that. And we understand it is not always easy when he starts to get homesick. He gets over it because he's tough and he's protecting our country overseas. I just am not sorry if President Trump has to inconvenience a few people for a few days, weeks, or months to protect us here at home. They will get over it. I wish that these crybabies will acknowledge all of the sacrifices our veterans have made and the sacrifices our members of the armed forces are making ahead of refugees that haven't made any contributions to the strengthening of our country. That's Brian.
Well, if you do things that put your family in a situation that your kids are here and you're there or whatever, that's your fault. That's not our fault. We have laws. And that's just that's the way it is. You cannot govern with your heart. You have to govern with your brain.
Right. And I think that's the main thing that liberals always want to do everything by their heart. They're never measured by their results. They're only measured by their intentions. So their intent is to be kind to everyone and not make anyone feel excluded here in the U.S. And then when we stop banning people from these 7 countries who have no way of tracking the people that we are allowing into our country and a terrorist attack occurs because of it, they have been able to get away for years without being judged for that, and we simply have to get away from all this feeling rhetoric and get back to following our law. And I'm hopeful that the Trump administration will continue to do that. I do believe that the more that the left lunacy continues, the more people they're going to push to the common sense side of this. And the common sense side of it is that there is nothing wrong with protecting the American people first, period.
Right. And let me just add that I was rapidly corrected in a Spreaker chat room. Donald Trump's mother was from Scotland, still in the same area, still a Viking, but from Scotland. Okay. Thank you very much to the 50 people that said that. And I appreciate it. I do.
Yeah, I saw that. I was gonna let you know, but you caught it real quick. This is from Deb. And this is for Stacy, Wayne, and Hutch. Stop referring to them as the Democratic Party with an exclamation point. I have a problem with calling the Democrat Party Democratic because even though it might fit into the linguistic rules of grammar, the definition is not an accurate description of their position. They are no more democratic than a rock. The Republican Party is another piece in the puzzle of democracy. The Democratic Party does not deserve the reference of democratic. It is the Democrat Party, which is in part, though, a minuscule and nosy part of our democracy, which includes Republican, Libertarian, Independent, and Tea Party, and any other position out there. I make it my own stand and liberty to stop saying Democratic in reference to the Democrat Party. They are Democrats of the They are Democrats of the Democrat Party. Democratic is reserved to describe the playground on which the many political viewpoints are invited to play the game, as serious as the game has become. Thank you for your time. One thing I would like you, Hutch, and Stacy to dwell on is informing the listening audience the progressive philosophy in both the Democrat and Republican parties. Many have no clue it even exists and the implication it brings to our way of life. Faithful listener, wishing you great success. But you need a call screener to get out most of your call times. All right.
That's a smart listener right there.
That is a smart listener right there. Kudos.
She's right on time, man. You did say it was a woman, right?
Yeah, Deb. Thank you, Deb.
She's right on time. I stopped calling the Democrats the Democratic Party years ago.
What do you tell me, man? I've been going around here talking about the Democratic Party. You ain't said nothing to me.
I call them the Democrat crime family. I mean, she talks about the progressive elements inside both of them. She's so right.
Yeah.
And what she means is these people, all of them, they think they're smarter than we are.
Uh-huh.
They think that we're just rabble that need to be led, that we're sheep, that we don't know what's good for us. And it's she's absolutely right. It's in both parties.
It does. And they do. Boy, they do think that we are just managed. And it is amazing when you look at both sides of the aisle and what they've been able to get away with. When we send them back there, 90% of the time for saying exactly what they think we want to hear every 2 or 4 years, and then we send them back.
And I think never do anything.
And they never do anything, and it's all by design. And that Deb she's spot on.
Yes,
and when you hear Nancy Pelosi saying democracy, and you hear these people saying democracy, you know what democracy is? Democracy is 2 wolves and 1 sheep deciding what's for lunch. That's what democracy is. This is not a democracy.
Right.
No, it is not.
Right.
But it only lasts with our involvement. And getting back to what you said earlier, Wayne, I mean, 100%, tell your friends about the show. Really get comfortable with what it is that you feel passionate about. Find the information out yourself and just start educating your friends and family, because you have more influence than you think, and especially within your sphere. And what you'll notice out there, and I challenged you guys to this last week, is you watch the mainstream media, just pick 2 or 3 of the news channels and tape them for a week and go through and watch the stories. The stories are exactly the same on every single network. They even use the same terminology on every single network. And the whole point is to make sure you know as little as possible and only what they want you to know. And then they keep it simple and they repeat it until it is a part of your consciousness. And it is incumbent upon you to make sure that you continue to educate yourself and really just have conversations. Don't try and persuade people, listen to them, but ask them questions and try and get them to think about what's really going on out there right now.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Wayne Dupree Show, along with Hutch Bailey Jr. and Stacy Rush. We've been reading emails in this second part of the show to let you know that if you would like to send us an email, you can send it to wayne.dupree@rsbn.tv, or you can go to waynedupree.com, now ranked 12,000 in the world. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry, 12,000 in the United States of America. Sorry about that. 12,321. I'm happy about that.
Have you got any more feedback on where you are on the political websites? I know you were in the top 65 in the nation at one point.
That should change, though. That should change. I'm going to ask him about that. But I'm just letting the chips fall where they may. And but no, we're happy to be part of being inserted into the top 100 political blogs too. Believe me, it is hard work. It's hard work. There's so many stories out there, and I know when we mess up, then somebody's gonna jump on and see you do fake news too. We try our best.
We'll admit it though if we're wrong.
Oh yeah, I sure will. No, I won't.
I know you won't. But Mr. Dupree, for people who have just joined the program,
yes,
If you had the chance to possibly ask the administration some kind of question in a national forum,
Yes.
Would you be willing to do that?
I can't comment.
Mr. Dupree, do you have Skype capability?
You mean the thing that we're on right now?
No, the video Skype capability. If you had the opportunity. I can't hold my stuff, man. It's funny. Oh, it's good times, man. Good times.
You mean, wait, hold on. You mean
It's pointing at the floor, man. Oh, you got it blocked with a.
You mean that right there?
That right there.
The one
But you gotta move it over to the center, though.
yeah, well, it'll be on something else. But you talking about that type of Skype capability where you can see me right now?
Yeah.
No, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Nope.
Good times. Now, ladies and gentlemen, though, what Wayne was talking about, become the person that your friends and neighbors come to when they have political questions.
Because they are looking at you.
Right.
They are looking at you. Believe me.
Become that person. And believe me, like Stacy said, you have more influence than you think you do.
Yep. You do. You sure do. You sure do. And if they come at you, you got two people that are going to come at you. One that just want to argue, and then the other one that wants to argue but wants to be informed. Because some people are fighting within themselves to change, but the only thing that they know is what they've been told. They don't want to read. People don't read no more.
Nope.
And you know what? I'm going to say it. No, I ain't going to say it. No, I ain't going to say it because it's real talk. People...
I'm gonna see if I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
White people don't read no more. Black people don't read no more. Asian people don't read no more. In the United States, I'm talking about the liberals. They don't read no more. They wait for the movie to come out.
Yeah, but some on the right are like that too. And our whole culture
that's true too.
Has been dumbed down.
That's true. They don't want to read. They don't want to research. Nothing. Not no more. And that's.
But we're going to help you.
Oh yeah, we are. Stacy, how can people reach out to you on social media, darling?
Well, you guys can always reach me on Twitter. It's probably easiest. It is Discovering Me 40. Type in disco, you'll find me, and I am on the Right Rush on Gab.
Hutch.
Hey, I'm Hutch Bailey Jr. on Facebook. Bird's Eye View on Twitter. Thanks, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Gab. Just type in Wayne Dupree Show. We'll be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm working out some guests for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. We have Gavin McGinnis coming in on Wednesday night. I'm trying to get two other people to come in on Tuesday and Thursday night. And Friday night, we're going to have open phones. But we're also going to be answering phones Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So make sure that you're here. All right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out. Y'all have a great night.